Good evening. Welcome to the Mayor and City Council meeting for the month of April, virtually, of course. We're going to begin with the pledge to the flag. I ask that Mayor Pro Tem Foster please lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's start over. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I appreciate that. Let the records reflect that all council members are present virtually and accounted for. We're going to begin with the approval of the minutes of the March 4th and March 9th regular meetings, as well as the March 9th closed session. The record of the closed meeting was read Wednesday night in compliance with the Open Meetings Act. So at this point, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of March 4th, March 9th regular meetings, and the March 9th closed session.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Very good. Is there any discussion? All right. By show of thumbs, those in favor of approving the minutes signify with a thumbs up. Let the records reflect that it was unanimous, 5-0. Thank you. I'll now ask members of the council if they have any conflicts of interest on anything appearing on the agenda this evening.
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right, we shall move on into resolutions, ordinances, and agreements. Up for adoption, again, we are postponing Ordinance 01, 02, and 03, 2020. They relate to the operating budget tax rate and water sewer rate. Since they require a public hearing, if we need to be virtual again next month, we will make appropriate ways to do that virtually. But up for adoption this evening, we have Resolution 2020-05, the water allocation. As was pointed out Wednesday night, this is written to apply through June. So if we end up not acting on it, we still have something in place, but it would be superseded in May should we reconvene and pass another one. I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2020-05.
So moved.
And do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Is there any discussion regarding the water allocation? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor signify with a thumbs up. All right. Let the record reflect it is 5-0 unanimous. Thank you, Council. Mr. Wieprecht, do you have anything to add for your city manager report?
Just a couple things. We talked a little bit about bulk trash last week, and just a quick follow-up on that. We have been seeing an increase in the number of folks who are putting bulk items out for curbside collection on a weekly basis, and then the complaints go on social media when it doesn't get picked up. So just a friendly reminder for folks to only put out refuse and rubbish in trash cans, no bulk items, and the city will be rescheduling a bulk trash collection day once we can coordinate that with the landfill, and the social distancing and everything is a thing of the past. So looking forward to that. And also with regard to trash, also, as the mayor mentioned at our workshop, the county is contemplating some revisions to their fee structure there. So we will work up some numbers should we want to adjust our budget accordingly. Since we've already introduced the budget, I didn't want to just make those changes, but we'll have the numbers available so that before we go to public hearing, if we want to make those changes, we'll have the figures in front of us.
All right. Thank you, sir. Are there any questions for Mr. Wieprecht on the city manager or departmental reports from the council? All right, everyone is satisfied? Thank you, sir. We will move on. Mr. Gullo, do you have anything to add with your legal report?
I told you all the things that were happening last week. The only things that I wanted to update is the Taneytown crossing letter that we talked about sending to the Secretary of the Environment is going to be finalized this week. We're hopeful it's going to be for the mayor's signature, and we'll share a copy with all of you so you can see what the game plan is and how it shakes out from there. Remember, this is just related to the Taneytown crossing project, not the greater MDE issue. That's it.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Gullo on his legal report? All right. Sounds good. Thank you, sir, for that. We're going to move right into new business. I'll look for a motion to approve the monthly financial report.
So moved.
Very good. And do I have a second?
Second.
Or Diane can have it.
Very good. It was a three-way tie. We'll give it to Diane. All right. Any discussion on the monthly financial report? All right. Hearing none, all in favor of adopting the monthly financial report signify with a thumbs up. All right. Let the records reflect that it was unanimous, 5-0. Thank you, council. That's going to move us right into our accounts payables. I'll seek a motion
So moved.
and a second, please.
Second.
Second.
Very good. We'll give that to Daryl. Is there any discussion on the accounts payables? Very good. All in favor of approval signify by, signify with a thumbs up. All right. Let the records reflect it is unanimous, 5-0. And we're going to come into our special events approvals. First up, we're going to be looking at the Sober Truth Community Outreach Picnic scheduled to take place on May the 30th at Memorial Park. I will entertain a motion to approve or otherwise.
So moved to approve.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Very good. Is there any discussion on this application? I do have one question. Mr. Weeprick, you may be able to help me with this. Looking at the application, it seems like they're only using Pavilion 3. Would this typically fall under a special event permit, or would it typically just be reserving the pavilion?
Normally, just one pavilion doesn't require the special event permit, but because this is going to be open to the public rather than just being a private event, it does fall under the special event permit requirement.
All right, very good. I appreciate that insight. Is there any discussion from the council regarding this application? All right, all in favor of approving the application for Sober Truth Community Outreach Picnic signify with a thumbs up. All right, let the records reflect it is unanimous, 5-0. Thank you, council. And up next, we have another application. This is for Uniontown Bible Church looking to hold a soccer camp at Roberts Mill Park. And that would span from June 22nd through June 25th. I will seek a motion.
So moved.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Very good. Any discussion on this application? No questions, concerns? Outstanding. All in favor of approving the application for Uniontown Bible Church Soccer Camp signify with a thumbs up. And is unanimous, 5-0. Thank you, council. All right, moving into the Freedom Broadband Agreement. This is kind of a re-upping of the contract with a few modifications to it. It was explained to us Wednesday evening. I will seek a motion.
So moved.
And is that to approve, Councilman?
To approve, yes.
Very good. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Very good. That will go to Judy. Is there any discussion on the agreement for Freedom Broadband? All right. Hearing none, all in favor signify with a thumbs up. And that is unanimous, 5-0. Thank you, council. Next, we have Meadowbrook Roadways, Section 4B. They are confident, and our public works are confident that the roadways are now sufficient to come under our jurisdiction. And we're looking to reduce the letter of credit. Is that correct, Mr. Gullo?
That is correct. And the second vote would be to accept the roadways. Or you can make it all one motion, but you need to do two things.
All right, we're going to do it in two different motions if I could. So I will be seeking a motion to reduce the letter of credit.
So moved.
Oh,
Very good. Do we have a second?
second.
Very good. We're going to do Diane with the motion and Joe with the second. Any discussion on reducing the letter of credit? All right, hearing none. All in favor signify with your thumb up. That is unanimous, 5-0. And now I will seek a motion to accept the roadways. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
Second.
All right, that will go to Daryl with the second. Any discussion on accepting the roadways for Meadowbrook Section 4B? Hearing none, all in favor signify with your thumb up. All right, I see four up. Now we have 5 thumbs. That is 5-0 unanimous. Thank you, council. All right, and last under new business, we have the bid approval for the City Hall renovations. Are there any, well, let's first go with a motion. We're looking to, I guess, approve with the staff's recommendation of Eagle Construction. Is that correct, Mr. Wieprick?
That is correct.
Very good. I will seek a motion to award the bid to Eagle Construction.
So moved.
And do I have a second?
Second.
That will go to Joe. Is there any discussion on awarding this bid?
Do we have to state the bid amount in the motion?
We may, if you'd like. Mr. Wieprick, would you like to do so?
Yes, that way it will clarify whether we're doing the base bid or the alternate also.
Very good. I will ask the person who made the motion, are you motioning for the base bid or the alternate with the modern front? You wanted the historic front, is that correct, Mayor Parton?
Yeah.
Very good. So that would be the base bid. And Joe, I believe you were the second. Do you still second that motion?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Just so we are clear on that. Mr. Wieprick, is there anything else you'd like to add to it?
No, the base bid is $239,000, just for clarification.
Very good. Is there any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor of awarding the City Hall renovations bid to Eagle Construction at the price of $239,000, signify with your thumb up. And let the records reflect, it is unanimous, 5-0. Thank you, council. And I will now be searching for council member reports. I'm not sure how much you're gonna have to report on since we've been isolated from everybody, but we're gonna start with Councilman Haynes. What do you have for us this evening, sir?
At this time, I have nothing to report, sir.
Very good. How's active duty going for National Guard for you, sir?
It's good. We were concerned that the government was going to back out of some promises on pay, but fortunately, the federal government came through and we're on Title 32 orders now, which means that the federal government will be paying for our operations instead of the state. So things are going along well now. We're going to do this probably for another month. The forecast is until May. But things are good.
Very good. Well, I appreciate your service. I'm sure everyone else watching, whether on the video or simply watching it, again, appreciate your service. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman Hale, what do you have for us this evening?
I don't have much, but I'm not seeing many masks out there in town. I've been wearing my mask. I'm rocking it as my wife says it. It's not bad. It's a responsible thing that feels good. The stores are doing a really good job of getting the supplies back up. So we just need to hold tight another month or so, and we're all going to be good. Thanks, sir.
Very good. Thank you. I do want to point out as I do this that your videos on my screen are in the same order that you would be up here, and I find that fascinating. Mayor Pro Tem Foster, do you have anything for us this evening?
Yes, Nancy McCormick and I are, we talk every day. The deal is she calls me at 4 o'clock every day, and we catch up on the day's events. The businesses are basically hanging in there, still having a lot of problems getting through to the websites for the assistance. But Nancy and I coordinate all the emails and the information that we get all day long from everywhere, and we pass them on to the businesses. And basically, Nancy is doing a lot of hand holding and keeping them in touch with the people at the governor's office. And hopefully a couple of them have gotten through. So the others just keep plugging away. But basically, everybody's hanging in there.
Great, glad to hear it. Are we getting any assistance from the delegation to the state, our delegates or senator?
The Carroll County delegation?
Yes, that's correct. Have they reached out or anything to help with any
They
plugging
have,
away?
they have not personally reached out, but they did approve an amount of money
Okay.
that small businesses can apply for. That it's not very much. I think it only equals $1,200, but it's better than nothing.
Right. Very good. I know the county just released some aid for small businesses. I think that was Thursday that went live at 5 o'clock. So fortunately, there are some other options there.
Yeah, there are a lot of options. The problem is getting through to these organizations.
Right. Right. Very good. Well, thank you so much. And thank you to Nancy for helping with that as well. That's great news.
Yeah.
And I did see the Chamber of Commerce is doing a great job of trying to help some businesses as well. They're engaging on social media and such, just trying to keep people involved and let people know businesses are still there and just waiting to reopen for them. All right, Councilman Vigliotti, what do you have for us this evening?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Not too much, just very briefly to say that the police are continuing on to provide the essential services that they do. And that our 3 recruits at the academy are now doing online classes from the police department itself, so that they can continue on with their training, so that what's going on right now is not going to hold them back at all. And that's it from me this evening.
All right, thank you, Councilman. And Councilwoman Fuller, what do you have for us this evening?
Well, obviously, the Planning Commission is out of commission right now. But I would, as a parent to a senior this year, I know that some of these kids are having a really hard time, knowing that they may or may not even get to walk across the stage. So I would say maybe be a little extra supportive to those kids, and hopefully they'll come up with some way that they can all get recognized before this is all done.
Very good. And that's children in general. There's a lot of uncertainty right now for them. And I'm sure many of them think it's a great vacation. They don't have to go to school. There's still some work for them to do. And it's definitely, if they're anything like my children, they are creatures of habit. So when they get into this mode, now they think they're on summer vacation. But just trying to get them to do the work. And hopefully the school system can continue to improve the online learning. I know there are some struggles there as well. But it's a learning experience for everybody involved. I know they thrust the teachers into a very unique situation, having to come up with these plans, and just all hoping and praying that they can get it all together and make everyone happy. Very good. Is there anything else for the good of the order from the council?
I have a question for Joe.
Yes, ma'am.
I have on the calendar that we were supposed to do the police event at Dunkin' Donuts on the 17th of April. Is that on or off?
Joe, you're muted, sir.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, the event is canceled. I've been in touch with the Relay for Life people, and Relay for Life itself has been canceled this year. It was a decision that was made higher up in the chain. So they are simply going to, everything that they earned this year is going to be placed or put toward next year. And all the events that we were going to do with the police department this year, we're just going to do next year.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you all. Anything else while we're here? Okay, it does look like our YouTube stream went away, unfortunately, so hopefully people will be able to watch it on repeat once it's posted. But if there's nothing else for the evening, I'll seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, we had Daniel with the motion and Judy with the second. All in favor signify with your thumb. There we go. It is unanimous, 5-0, and we are adjourned. Thank you all. Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
No.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.